Howdy folks, welcome back to an Armored Warfare replay. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today I have for you a hardcore PV operation on Tsunami. I am teamed up here with Kangaroo, who's using his Rosamach, David Bowie, who's using her Challenger 1, and I have the Tier 7 German Leopard 2. So let's get to the history of this vehicle. The Leopard 2 is an MBT developed by Kraus and Melfel in the 1970s for the West German Army. The Leopard would enter service in 1979, and it was the successor to the Leopard 1. Not much can be said about that. The Leopard 2 was adopted after a study showed that the Leopard 2 would greatly improve the combat effectiveness of the German army. At the time, the German army was using the Leopard 1A4. The Leopard 2 had increased protection due to its composite armor. It's actually a sandwiching of steel and other materials. The Leopard 2 would be armed with the famous Rheinmetall L44 120mm smoothbore cannon. The reason I say famous
we have a cartel port to capture.
is because this cannon is actually used on so many tanks.
Black Company, new objective. There might be crucial intel stored in those cartel satellites. See if you can retrieve any useful
is
intel
based off
from
this
them.
Rheinmetall gun. The 120mm cannon is based on an updated version of this gun, which would be the L55 instead of the L44. And it looks like this gun is really going to be not going anywhere anytime soon. But there's a quite large number of main guns based off this gun.
Identify.
Hostile tank. They hit our track.
Damn it, they hit us hard.
It also has a coaxial MG3 machine gun and an additional pintle-mounted MG3 machine gun. And if you actually look, the MG3 looks a lot like the MG42, and that's because it really was based off the MG42. All they did was slow down the rate of fire and chamber it for 762 NATO over the 7.92 Mauser round.
Hostile tank.
The early Leopard 2 was powered by a 1200 horsepower diesel engine, but they would be quickly upgraded to the MTU MB873KA 501 V12 twin-turbo diesel engine. The engine and transmission is mounted at the rear in a power pack layout. So far, over 3,200 Leopard 2s have been produced, and it is in service with Germany, Canada, Sweden, Austria,
I think our analysts
not Australia, Austria, Greece, Finland, Netherlands, Norway, and Poland, to name only a few of its current users. There's also a wide number of future users, and there's also a large number of countries out there who have developed their tanks based off the Leopard 2. America is actually one of them. Some of the stuff that was studied in the Leopard 2s also was put into the setup of the M1 Abrams.
Target down.
At the time, and this you could probably still say this is definitely one of the world's top main battle tanks, easily in the top 3 alongside the M1 Abrams and the Merkava. What you have here in game is you have a Tier 7 main battle tank with a 120mm gun. The gun is pretty good, however, the reload's a little slow. I think that's for balance reasons. The penetration of the armor piercing ammunition, the Sabin ammunition is extremely good. And it's, to consider it against other main battle tanks, it is actually
Identify target.
it's a Tier 7. It's a Tier 7 anti-tank gun with Tier 8 penetration, and the heat rounds actually hit quite hard, and does also once again have a high penetration to them. It is fairly mobile. That is actually one of my main the main selling points to me about this tank.
Identify.
It's a great haul down machine. It's not meant to be used as a brawler, even though I kind of get lazy at times to brawl with it. The hull will not hold up to abuse very well. The turret, however, does do fairly well up to abuse. But yeah, the main fact to me is it's a hull down main battle tank. It looks like a main battle tank should look to me. It looks mean and nasty. Its mobility is very good, and I would say it's definitely worth going up this line.
Nice job, Black Company.
The Tier 7, realistically speaking, it's not necessarily the best Tier 7 main battle tank, but it's still not a bad main battle tank. It is quite effective.
Looks like you earned yourself a bonus, and we have some data to sift through.
Now, the one thing I will admit, when you first get this tank and it's stock, it is absolutely abysmal and almost unplayable. The ammunition is the real selling point to this tank, and that should be probably the upgrades you should focus on first and foremost, especially trying to get the heat ammunition. And even once you get the heat ammunition, you've definitely got to get the improved ammo stowage for the faster reload. Alright, we're about ready to finish the mission up here. So right now I'm kind of getting an urban combat situation where I can't really go haul down. I've actually played this game fairly aggressively so far. There we go, grab that quick kill. There we go, we got an Abrams here. Aim for the engine deck. And wait for another round to load here. Now I do have to say I have the improved breach block on this for a faster reload. So that's like the great downfall of this tank, I feel, is actually the reload speed. But the gun is very good, it's very accurate. It actually does have a decent aim time. And it does actually fairly well, even firing on the move.
They wouldn't give up their contraband that easily.
So here we go, we're getting ready to cap this out. I'm gonna run down here and check and see if there's anyone down here around the corners. And nothing popped up. So I'm just gonna back up. And when I just head for the capture point here, I believe. Fire a blind shot there, but not quite sure if that did hit. Right now I'm just sitting here waiting for a spot.
Loader heat.
Mission complete, Black Company. The port is ours.
And there we go. That's the end of the match. And we got the W. So the results here. I only did actually a little over 10,000 damage, but I grabbed the blue star because I spotted 10 enemy vehicles and destroyed 5. Now this is one thing that I didn't point out with the Leopard is actually it does have a fairly good spotting range. So while I only did 10,000 damage, it would not be top damage overall. I would do over 9,400 spotting damage, giving me the top XP overall and getting the blue star. And it turned out not to be I felt it wasn't a bad game to showcase the Leopard 2. Once again, not a great Tier 7 main battle tank, but not a bad main battle tank either. And I actually really do enjoy playing it. So anyway, folks, hopefully you enjoyed the replay, and I will see you all again on the next one.